After successfully training hundreds of students to achieve 8+ band, we have created a list of best proven tips and strategies for writing task 1. We will discuss how to identify a diagram, how to identify a trend, grammar and vocabulary, understanding what the image is depicting, structuring an answer, how to structure a paragraph, what are linking words, and finally, comparing and contrasting. But before we begin to our tips and strategies, we must understand what is the format of IELTS Writing Task 1. This task might contain a line graph, bar graph, pie chart, table chart, or diagram that you're asked to summarize or compare and report the information in your own words. Minimum words should be 150, and it is suggested that you spend not more than 20 minutes to finish your task 1. You are marked on the basis of 4 criteria. You have on the screen the criteria and their subcategories. Pay attention to your screen. So, these criteria are task achievement, cohesion and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy. I would highly recommend to pause your video here and go through the contents that are displayed on your screen. Now, let's finally begin with tips and strategies to achieve your desired band score in IELTS Writing Task 1. Tip number 1. Identify the diagram provided. Do not be in a hurry to begin writing your answer. Take a minute, read the question carefully. Understand the image provided and its contents. The visual information can be provided in form of bar graph, line graph, pie chart, table chart, flow chart, process chart, or a combination of the graphs. The way to frame your answer is different for each image. Tip number 2. Identify a trend. Study the given graph, chart, or the table carefully and practice picking out the major changes that the figure shows. For graph-based questions, you need to analyze and identify the most significant trends in the diagram. To identify such patterns, look for high points and low points, steady points with little or no change, or periods where the figures fluctuate. For process chart or flow chart questions, identify the total number of steps involved. Tip number 3. Grammar and vocabulary. To display a wide range of vocabulary, you must make sure not to simply repeat your words or the words from the question. You must use words appropriately. Watch out for grammar or any spelling mistakes. Take for instance, to describe future predictions, you can use verbs like estimate, predict, or forecast. You could also incorporate adverbs like considerably, significantly, rapidly. Verbs like to grow, to dip, to surge, to dive, or adjectives like sudden, sharp, slight, steady can help you enhance your grammar and vocabulary score. You have on your screen a list of more such words. You can pause or take a screenshot to use them in your IELTS test. Tip number 4. What is the image depicting? It is highly important to understand the meaning of the image provided, though it will be clearly stated in the question provided, but you should not copy the words from the question. Always paraphrase the words, otherwise it will be termed as plagiarism. Tip number 5. How to structure your answer. Structuring your answer is the most important part of IELTS Writing Task 1. The way to structure your answer highly depends on the question type. First, on your screen is a structure for graph-based question. This is applicable for all graph-based questions. However, in the case of combination charts, use the third and the fourth paragraph to contrast each of the graphs individually. Paragraph number 1. Identify the graph. What is the graph depicting? Paragraph number 2. Provide an overview. Paragraph number 3. This is your body paragraph 1. You can choose to explain one time period or one graph. Paragraph number 4. this is not only your body paragraph number 2, but also your concluding paragraph. Remember to compare the data and also mention the word finally or to conclude. I would highly recommend to pause your video here and go through the contents that are displayed on your screen. Displayed is the structure for process and flowchart based questions. Paragraph 1. Recognize the process. Rephrase the question. For process chart, identify linear or cyclic. Also identify man-made or natural. Write start and end point. Paragraph 2. Provide your overall view of the given diagram. How the process is taking place. Mention the number of steps. For paragraph 3, explain 50% of the process. Compare stages and rephrase the provided information. Paragraph 4, explain the remaining process. Compare the stages and use finally or concluding phrases at the end. I would highly recommend to pause your video here and go through the contents that are displayed on your screen. Tip number 6. Linking words. You must link each paragraph and sentence well. This will help to create a connection in your answer. Moreover, accurate and variety in linking words is also a criteria for scoring your IELTS writing. To link your graph-based paragraphs, you can use words such as overall, in general, according to the chart to begin with, while you can connect your sentences with however, moreover, in addition, furthermore. The screen will have more linking words that will enhance your writing score. I would highly recommend to pause your video here and go through the contents that are displayed on your screen. Tip number 7. Comparing and contrasting. To achieve high band score in IELTS Writing Task 1, you must compare and contrast data. You can compare the data between high points, low points, or something that is even constant. You must identify this and compare. The easiest way to compare data is to use superlative and comparative tenses. But do not forget to use the word than while using comparative tense. Take for instance, higher than, lower than. In the case of superlatives, do not forget to use the word the most important, the highest. We have reached the end of the video and we have covered all the essential tips and strategies to nail a perfect band score in IELTS Writing Task 1. If you have any questions or need any further information, feel free to drop a comment below. Also, do not forget to download your free PDF from the link in the description below. Thank you for watching and good luck on your examination.